Hi, I'm Roxanne Wolf, Danny, and Gregory. And this is the FNaF Show!
Yay! We're back, baby! Let's go! Hey guys, welcome back to the FNaF Show. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's been 6 years since season 2, which is crazy. It's so weird to think about. It's been 6 years since the last one. We've got some new voice actors we're going to be interviewing this season. Maybe people from the FNaF movie as well. So it's really exciting. But we're kicking it off with an amazing one. So say hello to Marta! Svetek! Woo! If you didn't know, Marta voices Roxanne, Gregory, Vanny, and Mystic Hippo, the most recent one from Help Wanted 2 in Five Nights at Freddy's. So it's really exciting to have you on for the first time ever!
I know! It's like we've been talking about doing this for ages now, and I'm so glad we can do that.
Yeah!
Finally!
Finally! So
I got all the lights out for this. Like, I'm ready, let's go.
Amazing. Well, first off, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure everybody else does too. Because, yeah, the only time we've done an interview was on that Streamer Leaf live stream. Like,
we did MCM too.
Yes, we did one in person. Yeah. My brain is so dead.
Can you believe that was almost 2 years ago? It was like May 2022. No, 2023. Yeah, so last May, basically. And I'm
it's horrible.
What even is this?
Yeah.
What even is time? Like,
I was going to mention
feels
that.
Like yesterday.
Yeah. The last time we met as well was at PAX last year.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. It doesn't. I hate it. Anyway.
I feel like it's a few weeks ago.
I know. It's horrible to think of. It's horrible.
But, lots of good stuff has happened since, so let's focus on that.
Yes, exactly. Let's do it.
Things. How's your doggy? How's Mabel?
Oh, Mabel's doing great. Mabel's doing great. She's all good now. She's not here right now. She's not here for the launch of the FNaF show.
I mean, okay, I take that back. I'm not asking now. I'm personally offended by your dog. So,
Right, someone now has to do art of Mabel and Roxanne meeting.
Yes!
Yeah, they have to do it, please.
Yes, please.
Maybe in the future, one day you'll meet Mabel.
Just so you know, you will disappear when I see Mabel. For the time being, you will be invisible. I'm just saying it right now.
That always happens. Don't worry. We've got a lot to catch up on. Because, like I said, this is the first interview on the channel, so we're gonna go all the way back to Security Breach, which is. Again, I know I'm talking about time, how quick it's
2021.
gone. Yeah, it's been 3 years since Security Breach, which is absolutely insane. As I've already said, you play 3 characters in Security Breach, which is crazy. So, Roxanne, Gregory, and Vanny. I wanted to ask, did you audition for all of those parts, or did you do just one and they thought, you know what, why don't you try this one out or this one, or did you do all 3?
Yeah, they asked me to do Roxanne and Gregory, which is really interesting because I don't normally get asked to do characters that are so far apart in one audition. So I was like, okay, interesting. So yes, I was originally asked to audition for Roxanne and Gregory, and some people might already know this story that, like, Roxanne was like, okay, no, I got this. I got this. Like, I know what's happening there. With Gregory, I had never voiced the kid before. And so I was not going to do it. I was going to literally write back to Ray to be like, yes, but I'm just not even going to offend your ears with my attempt at Gregory. But I took the weekend to figure it out and sort of sent that in. And yeah, when they came back and they're like, yep, okay, we want you for everything. I was like, yay! But so, I'm gonna have to do the whole game now. As Gregory, better get practicing. So Yeah, and then it was when we were recording for Security Breach, and we were already like a good chunk into the recordings. What happens when you record for games, you'll usually get the script the day before, right? Or the day of, but at least the day before. And there was like a third script, and I thought like, okay, well, they probably just added an additional file they didn't mean to. And we get on the call because we recorded everything right here, and there's a booth right next to me. And they're like, yeah, no, so we want you to give this character a go. And so they start explaining Vanny to me and everything. I'm like, oh, okay. And it was terrifying because when you're on the spot and you're already doing two characters that talk to each other and then a third one to try to get her to sound distinct, I was like, whew, okay, I better whip something good out. But honestly, it's really cool working with the Steel Wool guys because I can really just be really bad, but we just work with whatever comes out of my mouth. They let me just try things, and we're just like, maybe not that, yes, that, and so we work it out together, and it's really cool to have that kind of safety. It's easy to be comfortable working with them.
Yeah.
You've met them. Like,
yeah, I know. Steel Wool are amazing.
Ryan,
yes.
And everybody else.
Yeah, they are amazing. Hello, Steel Wool, if you're watching.
Do you know what was happening around the time that Security Breach came out? The month before Security Breach came out, so they had two major releases within a month. It was Battlefield,
yes, you mentioned this.
If you asked me prior, like earlier that year, which one I thought was going to be the bigger deal, it was going to be the one with like London bus adverts and Piccadilly Circus adverts and Times Square adverts, and like obviously that just tanked like crazy. And then the indie game ends up being like, I knew about Five Nights at Freddy's obviously, but I was not expecting like that kind of hit.
Yeah, no.
It's so cool.
The thing with the FNaF fandom, like, they are so nice, and anytime a new voice actor comes into comes into a game and stuff, like, I don't think the voice actors like realise how much we like love and support each voice actor for each character. Everybody who I've spoke to who's done voice acting in the game, they always say like Five Nights at Freddy's is probably like one of the favourites they've done.
Absolutely. Well, you think like I'd struggle to put it into words. I'd struggle to like explain to somebody who maybe is about to enter the franchise just the level of like just excitement and how welcoming everybody is, and just I love you guys. It's been so wonderful, and I did my first con in a year just this weekend up in Glasgow, and it was just meeting people in person again, and sort of that passion and excitement, and like just be like all of us just being around this little table and going, this is all so cool.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Awesome.
It was scary at the time. It was scary. It was like, oh, I don't know, I've seen some fandoms rip people apart, I'm scared, but that was not been my experience with FNaF. Like, just
awesome. With Roxanne, you said it was very easy to just do. Did you have any other takes as Roxanne, or any idea, or was it just like straight Roxanne?
That was it. I made a choice. That whole duality, that kind of slightly schizophrenic thing she has going on, like, I basically went into that, and my audition script was that opening scene when you're going through the vent and you see Roxanne in front of the mirror.
In the mirror, yeah.
Your hair is beautiful. Your tail is beautiful. So that was my take. And that was my way in, because I'm like, I think that text is actually where it comes out the most, that she has these kind of almost like Gollum-esque things. And I love Gollum, okay? I love what Andy Serkis did with Gollum. So I would say subconsciously that definitely, I wasn't thinking Roxanne as Gollum, but there's definitely an influence there. It just, with some characters, it's easy. With some characters, you see the art and you see the description and you just get such a clear image and feeling. It's all just, like, I say sometimes that, like, I find, like, it's gonna sound weird, I find the spine of the character. So it's like almost like you stand up like them, like they're in your spine. It's gonna start really weird, but it's October. It's fine. Spooky month. And then you just like in the zone, and then everything that comes out of your mouth can be in character. And with her, it was really easy, in my mind, to just click into that and just stay there. You know, and improvise or whatever. I didn't improvise much. Obviously, it's a script and it's planned and all that. But like, you know, probably would be the easiest one for me to improvise with.
Awesome.
And obviously, vocally, it's closest to my voice, so that was easy as well. But for me, the voice always comes after. It's like, what's happening in here?
That's awesome. Yeah, Roxanne has got so much character and life in her.
Yeah.
As well as the other Glamrocks as well. I feel like out of all the characters in FNaF, like the Glamrock animatronics have the most personality.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that they had, writing them, they had a really clear idea of what they wanted them to be like.
Yeah.
And that just, that makes everything better. Like when it's just clear and everybody can get it and get on board.
It's you guys though as well. Like you're the ones who give life to the character, you know?
Yeah, but sometimes you find that, this wasn't with FNaF, but sometimes you can find that it takes a little while to get on the same page. That wasn't the case here. With Gregory, it was a little harder. Like I said, it took me a whole weekend to just gather the courage to submit the self-tape for Gregory. With him, it wasn't as clear. And even the description wasn't as clear, and he felt a little bit and I'm going purely off the audition pages here. I don't know what was happening at Steeple and what they were thinking, but to me, from that audition page, it didn't feel as clear. Also, I find that often it's easier to define villains. Player characters are the hardest because they kind of have to be a little bit ambiguous to allow for like the player to invest themselves in it. So I was like, I don't know, like is it this, is it that? I was not confident in my choice at all. That's a horrible feeling, but sometimes you have to like throw something out there and hope for the best. Yeah.
Well, again, Gregory's awesome. So yeah, again, you did such a good job with that too. Speaking about both of those. Yeah, both of those for Ruin. Was it a very similar process with Ruin? Like easy, like straight back into it?
I think what was really interesting is something that I noticed from the in the script as I was going through it, is that, you know, I came in quite late for security breach. I talk for a living. I came in pretty late in that process. A lot of things were already defined. With Ruin, we had a lot more space to collaborate a little bit on the finer points. And they expanded on the seeds we sowed of these characters in Security Breach and really like kind of went into these interesting things that they might have not considered before it all came together. I hope this makes sense. Like there's certain emotional depth, obviously, with Roxanne that wouldn't really need to be there to make it still work for Security Breach. That, you know, we had like glimmers of that in Security Breach, and they really just like, oh boy, did they twist that night.
Yeah.
And you know, again, for Gregory, I felt like they lent into certain things that weren't as apparent in Security Breach. They got that space to lean into that. And it was easier. It was easier because we knew who the characters were. We knew where we could push them. I was more comfortable with the voices as well, especially with Gregory. I was a lot more comfortable with that voice. And it also meant that I could emote much better in that voice. And honestly, my favorite piece of work in Five Nights at Freddy's that I've done so far is that speech in the elevator.
Yeah.
That came out, I think they used the first take we did, and I was super sick when we were recording that. We were supposed to record that like over a week ago, or like even longer, I can't quite remember, but I had completely lost my voice. Like, it was gone. And so the second it started coming back, it was my choice. Nobody ever pressured me. Everybody was loving. Nobody pressured me to come back. But I was like, no, I don't want to let you guys down. And I know that deadlines are coming and all that. I can do this. Like, I'll medicate and do this. And yeah, we knew we were on a timer because my voice was gonna cut out at any moment. So they were like, "Oh, do you want to do line by line for that speech?" I'm like, no. We're gonna do the whole thing in one take because it needs to flow.
Yeah.
It's a speech,
yeah.
You know? And sometimes you do like piece by piece, but it's never as good. So I was just like, no, let's go. Let's just do it. I love how Gregory is just this like chaos gremlin, like just it's so much fun to voice because I literally never know. Like for when we were recording for Ruben, I had no idea we were gonna go this direction. Like I was just, if you ask me what's next for Gregory, if I were to speculate, no idea. It could be anything. Like it's great.
Yeah, we've Ruin as well. Like I feel like it gave both characters more depth, especially Roxanne. I feel like a lot of people connected with her more. Do you know what I mean? Like she's got some more character growth, and I feel like it's built a character up a lot, like side by side with Glamrock Freddy, right?
How did you feel when you got to the scene? You know what scene I'm talking about.
The scene with Roxanne?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was really sad. It was so sad. Yeah, it was nice, though, at the same time. It was nice to see a different side to the animatronics and not just Glamrock Freddy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because in Security Breach, obviously, they're all attacking us and trying to kill Gregory. They hate Gregory. Yeah. Well, to be fair, Roxanne still hates Gregory.
Why me? Why?
You know, it was just nice to see a connection, like Cassie and Roxanne. It was nice. It was nice to see like a different side to another Glamrock animatronic, and I'm sure Glamrock Chica and. Well, I don't know about Monty. Monty's just something else.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta, I was thinking like, it was nice to see, because like, if these were birthday animatronics, at some point they had to be nice.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's nice to see a glimpse of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But you know what's super interesting for Ruin, for a few key things, we recorded multiple options. So I had no idea which option was going to end up in the game. It was super interesting to see, like, oh, they went with this, oh, they went with that. Like, I had my favorites, and luckily my favorites made it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Obviously, you're not allowed to say anything. I hope we get to see more of Roxanne and Cassie. I'm sure we will. But I
hope so.
Yeah, that's going to be really exciting. So
I hope that Roxanne one day gets her face back.
Yes, I hope so too.
And girls looking rough. Come on. Like.
Oh, I know. We may as well talk about Mr. Hippo. Yeah, so that's your newest role in FNaF, right?
Yeah.
Which is really cool. For Help Wanted 2. Again, was that easy to get into? Did you audition for that, or did Stillwell just be like, "Hey, Marta, do you want to do this?"
They were like, "Hey, do you want to do this?"
Yeah,
in exactly those words. Because obviously I was already recording for Help Wanted 2 with Roxanne.
Yeah,
and they had this very specific like 70s TV show medium kind of like a very specific reference in mind that I didn't know about beforehand. So it's like all just like on the spot. Let's just figure it out. It was again like a fourth character that sounds different. Again, it was really hard, but because my voice could only do so many things. But so we really lent into the cadence and how she speaks, like trying to almost imitate some affectations and things like that. Of like, this is so mystical. Like, pick a card, any card. The cards are telling me, At the same time, she's very much that mechanical Turk thing. It was straightforward, as you can imagine. Her role in the game is really straightforward, so she's not as much of a narrative character as she is like a guide for you. But yeah, no, it was just fun. Like, I did my homework. I have played Five Nights at Freddy's games before, like 1 and 2 back in the day. But then when I got cast, I watched the playthroughs. I watched your playthroughs. I watched Markiplier's playthroughs. I watched everybody's freaking playthroughs of everything.
Yeah.
and that helps me pitch it right, I think. So far, like, because it's not like this super grounded, but it's also not crazy animation kind of thing. That's how it works. For Mystic Hippo, like, yeah, she's at the moment, as I know her, she's pretty straightforward. And I hope they do more with her.
Yeah, I hope we get to see her again.
That's about as much as I can say.
Yeah.
On the character.
Speaking about hoping they'll do more of her, what about Vanny?
Yeah, that's the one everybody asked about. Honestly, I have no idea. I have a little bit of I choose ignorance sometimes. I don't want to like break any like,
yeah, of course.
Put words in people's mouths.
Yeah,
say it's supposed to be this. I have no idea. I know that we recorded a bunch of lines. Some of them made it into the game, some of them didn't. That is standard procedure for games. Like, you always want to record more than you need. I find her really cool. Again, I hope she makes a comeback. I think she's such a fan favorite that, to me, it's wild because there's so many people that come to me like, I'm such a fan of Vanny, and I'm like, there's really not that much of her.
Yeah.
But it goes to show that the character's so cool. What do you think of Vanny?
I really like Vanny as well. I think she's awesome. A very interesting, mysterious character, right? That needs more, I think.
The lore.
We need more lore about her. Because there's still a few questions about Vanny that we don't know 1,000,000% yet. Obviously, we saw her in Help Wanted 2, the ending of Help Wanted 2, where she squishes Glitch Dragon. Yeah.
Crash.
Exactly. So I do think we'll see more of her. I don't know if you watched the Scott interview, but he did say he hopes he sees more of Vanny in the future, which is a good sign. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed we get to see her again.
I really trust Steelwool's like planning and storytelling. They're so good. They're so good at doing that.
I feel like they've got more comfortable now as well. I feel like Security Breach was their first, big FNaF game with a bunch of voice actors and stuff, and the story. and Scott said things did go a little bit confusing and complicated with communication and stuff. But I feel like now, like, Steelwool just seem comfortable with how things are doing, how things are going, with Secret of the Mimic and stuff. So yeah, I hope we get to see her. I think we will. Same with Roxanne and Cassie. I feel
they're getting comfortable with those pack stands, man. Like,
I
wish I saw it this year. I was busy with other stuff, but like, that's so cool.
Hopefully they do another one next year. And we get to reunite again.
Yes.
Yeah.
We live in the same country, like, but let's reunite in the Pacific Northwest. It's fine. Let's fly like 11 hours. Let's go. Could be like, a couple hours on the train or an 11-hour flight.
That is so funny. That is so funny. If you could pick a voice line of each character, what would be your favorite ones?
These are the hardest questions. I
know. I have to ask everyone every voice actor question.
Let me get comfortable. My favorite one for Roxanne for recording for Roxanne was it's going, give me back my eyes. Because I literally just like turned the gain down, which means like, for those not in audio, it means like basically it makes you quieter, which means you can be louder without the mic going crazy and like cutting out and clipping, as we say. So I just turned the gain down. It's like, you guys ready? Okay. Like, I just let out this roar. This is gain all I got, because it's like, this little punk just stole my eyes. I'm not gonna be chill about that. I'm gonna be furious. I'm gonna be like, and when Roxanne Wolf's furious, it is a big dramatic kind of furious. It is, the world will hear me roar and will know my fury. So that was the feeling behind it. And I always find screaming really fun. Like I could do this all day. Well, I wish I could do this all day. I feel like you can relate to the projected work.
Yes, I can.
It is fun.
Yeah.
You pay for it, but it is fun. For Vanny, it's just, are you having fun yet is iconic.
Yeah.
It's the iconic line. Like, nothing else compares. And honestly, when I was doing the lines, you're like, this is Temple Freddy. I was like, this is, no. No. Do not want, I don't want to say that. For Gregory, I was saying earlier how it's that speech in the elevator. Now, I'm not going to do the whole speech. Let me recite the whole thing. Especially like little inflection in I can't remember the exact line, but when it was, when you basically say like, I'm not going to rescue, she can't leave. Like that bit was like, oh, creepy. So for Gregory, the original one that was like really cool because I got to not just be like, oh, why this? Why that? Was the whole thing when you find out you gotta be in the Pizzaplex for a very long time. So hopefully the mic behaves this time. So it goes 5 hours? I'm not 5 minutes in here.
Yeah, that was good.
See, I'm trying a new mic, and it's Discord's noise suppression, and just every time I do a voice, we're just gonna hold on and hope for the best.
Yeah, hope for the best. Yeah, awesome. I was gonna ask what your favourite FNaF character is, or we could make it more specific. Who's your favourite character to voice, or both? We could do both, unless
both. We could do both. So, again, favorites. Ugh, it's hard.
I know.
It's difficult. I mean, obviously, Roxanne's fun, but the way that Gregory's gone, I think Gregory now, because he's just so fun and just gets so unhinged, and he's just wondering, what? How can I justify? How is he justifying this to himself? Like,
yeah,
like this is some seriously sus behavior. And I guess like in Five Nights at Freddy's, everybody knows I love Glamrock Freddy because he's just so like, oh, adorable. I can't. I also really like Circus Baby because she's super creepy.
Yes,
like she's probably one of the creepiest.
Yeah, I agree.
To me, yeah. And I think, she was just done so well. So like, unassuming, and then Scoopy Scoop.
Yeah. No, I agree. Circus Baby's great.
Who's your favorite?
Wow. Why you put me on the spot for?
See, it's hard whenever it's like, who's your
hard.
favorite? It's hard.
I want to say the puppet. I think the puppet's really interesting. And maybe Foxy. I like Foxy a lot. Modern times, I really like the Mimic right now. I feel like the Mimic is very interesting.
The Mimic is the character of the hour.
Yes, it is. Obviously, we're going to see it in the new game, Secret of the Mimic, and learn more about that character. But again, I feel like we're gonna see him in the future as well. Like, this is my theory, okay? Stillwell, if you're watching, this is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for Secret of the Mimic. We'll learn more about the Mimic, more about the lore, more about the past, right? But then we go on to the next game, which hopefully is like a Security Breach 2. Where, you know,
good take.
It ended off on a cliffhanger in Ruin. Yeah. Something's got to happen. They can't just end it there. I think like that's pretty self-explanatory.
I'm ready to mocap some fight scenes for Roxy. My body is ready. Let's go.
Yeah.
You know, just.
Yeah, I feel like that's what it's gonna be. Like, they're gonna kill the Mimic, like in Security Breach 2, whatever they're gonna call it.
Talking to a friend about we're on the Mimic. We're talking about the Mimic, actually, and like the character between like the books and the games and whatnot. How cool would it be to have a Mimic-centered slasher franchise? Like, how perfect is the Mimic when you think about like sort of the extended lore that we know at the moment about like just just having it like a slasher, but I'm talking like Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, you mean
old school.
You mean like what he does in the books?
Yeah.
Yeah, like literally kills everybody.
yeah, but the slasher.
Yeah.
I don't want that, but like Nightmare on Elm Street, kind of like old school slasher, like nothing fancy.
No, I feel like that would be cool, especially in the environment of like security breach and stuff.
Exactly.
That'd be so cool. Yeah.
Like, if we could, like, just look, it's a freebie. You heard it here first. If anybody wants to make that movie, all I ask is that you call me.
Yeah. I feel like they're gonna be like, it's gonna be like Five Nights at Freddy's, like the end of the movie. I don't freaking know.
I would be so down for that, honestly.
Yeah,
like that would be so cool.
I feel like it's gonna be like the finale, and both Cassie and Roxanne and Gregory, Vanessa and Glamrock Freddy are all gonna be involved in that.
Yeah. They need to also bring back the headless Glamrock Freddy with
they do.
That is so scary.
Yeah, I know, right?
Speaking of scary, another favorite of mine, like I really like kind of like severe imagery, I don't know what else to call it, because metalhead and all that, and like used to be a goth, so all the kind of dark imagery. So like the Nightmare animatronics.
Yes, the Nightmares are great.
Really up my street with the teeth and everything. I'm like, oh, that's just so cool.
Yeah, the Nightmares are crazy.
So cool. The art for that, like the design.
Yeah, I know, right?
Top notch. Again, I'd want to see that in a movie.
Oh, the Nightmares. Yes. Yeah. I can
Jim
imagine
Henson's workshop doing the Nightmares.
I can imagine them doing something like that. Yeah. Possibly like, Mike could have like a bad dream or something, and there you go. Nightmare animatronic done. Yeah.
Just, that would be so cool.
Yeah,
like,
it would be.
I'd love to see like a real life creation of like.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for our Streamerly thing as well at the end of the month.
I know.
Yeah, it's gonna be so cool.
I'm
we get to talk to the real William Afton.
Like we finally get to like have him with us.
I know.
He's there. And we're gonna treat him like he's there. We can't acknowledge he is any other person than that.
That's getting filmed as well. The second movie next month. It's crazy. So many exciting things happening right now in FNaF. It's crazy. It really
was funny.
is.
I went to my like local cinema to watch the movie when it came out, and it was like I went like at what I thought was gonna be a really like dead time of day, weekday, middle of the afternoon, just like okay, let's just go. And it was funny because like some people were just like, no, I'm like. They be makeup-less and like scruffy as anything. It was funny, like having some of those moments. Like, is that? Nah.
How long have you been doing voice acting?
I kind of say the official start date is 2017.
Yeah.
That's when I kind of decided, people seem to like my voice. For like, I wasn't being paid for it. I was like doing this for work, like in my office job. And I'm like, well, I like games. What if we combined the two things? And I was like doing mocap training and like stunt training at the same time. I just kind of like threw myself into it. And yeah, it was really funny because I went to this event called Get Your Game On, which is like a little conference for voice actors. It's here. It's in LA as well now. It's a UK specific thing. And it's funny because a lot of people that are in Baldur's Gate 3 now were also there that day. Like we're all starting out at the same time. It was crazy. And yeah, I just kind of got hooked. And then I just like trained a lot and like, did a lot of workshops and like tried to just get better. And then my first game role was Total War Warhammer 2. I played one of the legendary lords in there, Aranessa Saltspite. And so after that, like it didn't just happen. Let's put it this way. Like this years of work that goes in for, to finally like get your little break and start recording. And the work in between never stops. Like I still train and still get coaching and still, all that kind of stuff. So there's no point at which like some people say like, do you even still audition? I'm like, yeah. A lot. There's none of that kind of now it's just given to me. Yeah, so 2017, lots of training, lots of just trying to connect with people and learn from the best and learn about the industry. I would say anybody that wants to get into voice acting, there's a lot of like business to it. There's a lot of contracts. There's a lot of things like that, negotiating and stuff like that. So the fact that I went to business school is actually really freaking useful. So I almost want to say go do like a business short course or something if you want to actually work as a voice actor, because you're going to be doing a lot of that yourself, like even just reading and understanding NDAs. Like they can get really complicated. Like some are just like 1 page, and some, I think one of the longest ones I've signed was 12 pages long. It can get really complicated. It's all in legalese. So the more comfortable you get with that, the better. But yeah, so voice acting, funnily enough, I would say if I'm actually voice acting for like 25% of the time that I spend on this career, that's really good. That's a really good ratio. Everything else is just, just auditions and negotiations and time, training and all that. Yeah, so the ironic thing is I thought, okay, 2020 is going to be my year. Let's go. And then 2020 happened. And I thought when the first lockdown came in, I was just like, well, this is it, I guess. Turns out it was the opposite. My phone started ringing off the hook. Like, it was crazy how much work all of a sudden I got because everybody was in a hurry to try to get their projects done. So really it was like 2020 things picked up, and then I worked all the way through into 2021, obviously, like with security breach and all that. Yeah, and something that I started in 2021 is finally coming out this month as well. Hey. So long. It is so long.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's almost out. So for how I got started, it was in 2017. In reality, doing this for 7 years and being fortunate enough to even be talking to you right now and to like be able to go to cons and have the roles that I've been fortunate to have, and Valorant and all that is actually like considered really fast. Like that is really fast. Like 7 years to get to this point is not a long time. It takes a long time. It takes a long time to sort of be ready, because when you think about all the people that did go to drama school and you start counting from there, like it could be a decade before you get to this point. So that's kind of been my journey. And obviously, like, I can't really separate voice from my mocap work. Like it was always sort of intertwined.
Yeah, you've been in some movies though too.
Yeah. That's what you were saying. I just got a screening link for a movie we shot in June. It's this, again, slasher. It's an indie slasher. It's really fun. I'm trying to do more screen work these days. I find I really enjoy it. Yeah, and especially sort of horror is obviously really fun. I'd like to do more action stuff. Again, I didn't train to fall over 20 times in a row for nothing. Let's go. Give me a sword. Give me just my fists. First time I met like somebody who only knew me from my movies in Glasgow this week. It was the first time. He's like, I don't know your game work. And I was like, okay, but I do know you for this. And he like takes like a still from the movie. I'm like, oh, no.
That's awesome.
That's cool. So hopefully, I'd love to be in the FNaF movies. I'm just gonna put it out there. But at the same time, I'm never someone who wants to force my way into a project. If it's right, it's right. You know what I mean? If I write for the role, I write for the role. If not, then
you've just got I saw this and it was insane, by the way. I was so happy for you. Valorant.
I know.
How crazy is that? When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, I know her.
Oh yeah, no, that honestly, there were 2 times that I had the situation where I'm in the booth and I just go completely like,
yeah.
Oh my God. First one was when, I didn't for Battlefield, they didn't tell me that the game I was working on was Battlefield until I was in the booth for the first session.
Oh my god.
So I lost my mind. And yeah, for Valorant, we went through a really long audition process. Like I think my first audition for them was like this time last year. Something like that. And obviously for the first couple of rounds, they didn't tell me what the game was. You know, and it was all coded. There was no way I could have figured it out from the audition materials. No way. And then when they did tell me for like the third round, I think that I came back, because these were like in a studio. This was like I was going to the studio called Liquid Violet that's in like Covent Garden. It's also where they record like a lot of the Arcane lines and everything. Anyway, so I'm there and like I walk in for like the third time, because it was always also a really long time between each session. Every time it's like, oh, I guess because it didn't go with me. It's fine. I can forget about it. And then it's like, wait, what? They want you back. Okay. Went back in. It's like, oh, this is Valorant. I'm like,
yeah.
oh my god, what? And the voice director is somebody, Kirsty Gilmore. She did my second ever voice reel, my video game voice reel. So we go way back. And so it's nice to have a familiar face in there.
Yeah.
And just, yeah. We basically, it was the third audition, I think, that I found out. And then I had another audition. And then they asked me for like a 4-hour exploratory session. And I'd never done anything like that before. So I was like, ready, prepare all the things. And yeah, no, it took a long time to confirm the cast. And then they did. It was just like,
yeah.
surreal. Like I didn't understand that I was recording for Valorant until like 3/4 in through the process.
Yeah.
Like,
just so you know, guys, it's the latest character in Valorant. It's Vice. Vice. Yeah. That's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, she's so cool.
Yeah.
And I low-key love that she gets to read all of the other characters for filth. Like, I was laughing so hard reading those lines. Like, I keep getting cast as these really, really mean characters. It's really just like, yeah, you wish. I'm not like that in real life at all. I hope I don't come across like that in real life. But, yeah, no, she's like, oh, good. They brought the gun-obsessed valet. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And the track. Have you heard the track? They do like a track for each, like a song for each character.
No, I haven't.
If you haven't, it is so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
That's awesome.
I think the artist is called Chord Hell.
I've just realised as well, isn't Kellen in Valorant?
He is. He's Wingman.
We already
got a joint artwork of like Vice and Wingman.
Oh, that is so cool.
So cute. Yeah, no. Kellen and I are now, 2 franchises.
Yeah.
And
Glamrock Freddy and Roxanne in Valorant.
There you go. The crossover nobody needed. Yeah, no, it's just, I mean, that's awesome because Kellen's really, I'm like so grateful to him because when Security Breach came out, he reached out to me. I was still kind of like deer in the headlights, and he was really just so helpful with sort of the questions, everything around what to do.
Yeah.
And like my first signings and all that, my first Streamily signing, he was there like literally to like help me not feel so overwhelmed. He's really had my back through everything. Like we have each other's backs through everything. Like and yeah, we got to hang out so much, and we're gonna hang out more.
Yeah, awesome.
But like, yeah, this sort of like long lost sibling.
Yeah.
Like it was really nice because you never know how these things could go. We could meet and like be just like absolutely not. But yeah, no, he's like a long lost sibling to me.
Aww. We've already kind of got on this, but like I'm sure everybody would like to know if you've got any advice for anybody who's starting voice acting. Got any tips or anything? I know you've already said about the business side of it.
Yeah, the business side of things, like just get comfortable with that. or like find ways to get comfortable with that. I think the sooner the better. Just in life, I think.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of advice that's not just like, oh, do acting first. Okay, everybody's gonna tell you do acting first. We know that. We've established that. Don't do voices, do acting. I would say allow yourself the time. Be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient. And don't hassle people.
Mm-hmm.
There's no better way to guarantee yourself a no. And if you chase people around, it's like, please, Cassie, please, I want this so bad. We all feel like that on the inside. Let me tell you, like, I've had things where, you know, whether I've lost out on them or just I just want to be part of it. It's like a franchise I really want to be a part of is Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, on the inside, I'm like, let me be, please, let me the thing. Or like Final Fantasy 14, just like, come on. I would never go to Square Enix or NetherRealm or like developers or the other voice actors. They'd be like, please get me the thing. And I'm exaggerating here, but you know, you kind of need to just work on your craft, meet people, and just let the chips fall where they may and give it time. The more time you give these people, the more space you give them, and say, hey, I'm here. That's it. You don't owe me anything, because they don't owe you anything. At the end of the day, for casting, it's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about any of us. They're just trying to do their job. Mm-hmm. So it's about the story. You either fit the story or you don't. You're not going to fit everything. The sooner you just accept and are okay with that, because it is okay. It's never personal. It's never that you're not good enough. Yeah. It's never that. Yeah. You're never not good enough. You just weren't the right fit for that role.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, don't take it personally. It's not a commentary on you. You just need to put yourself in the way of opportunities. Audition for anything they'll let you audition for, and just, you know that every audition, even the fact that you get to the point of an audition is like 50% of the way there, just to be in the room. Like for me, I'm in this really lucky position at this point that I do get a steady stream of auditions my way. And there are days when I'm super tired, like super tired. Like I had to rush back from Glasgow, came back in the middle of the night. And so I would go do some auditions and record for another game first thing Monday morning. I was so tired, and I was like struggling to get out of bed. And I just think, how hard did I work to even just get these auditions? Get your butt out of bed and go do it, and be grateful you can. So that's kind of like the mindset that I go with it. Like, just be okay with it. Yeah. And give it time. You will get there. You will get there.
Yeah, I was gonna, obviously I haven't done voice acting before, but like, I know what auditions are like. And I know sometimes, like, if you get rejected, it can feel a bit personal. Yeah. Just try not to think like that, and you know, and just keep going. Use it as motivation for the next one, right? I
mean, look, you're vulnerable. You're putting a piece of yourself out there, and they're saying no. Yeah. And so, like, our instinct is to be like, you've literally just rejected this, my heart and soul. But you kind of have to remove yourself from that. You have to sort of say, I'm gonna do this. My best auditions were always when I said, I'm gonna do this for me. And I just made this choice. This is how I would tell this character's story. And that's all I have to do. That's all that this is. And if they say no, it's not because I'm bad at what I do or my choice was bad. It just wasn't the right choice for the huge thing they're building. It takes a village, you know, it takes a city to make a game or a movie or whatever else. And the casting choices need to serve the narrative. They don't need to serve you. And like, you know, they don't need to serve your ego. You need to take your ego out of there, your feelings out of there in that sense, and just understand that everybody's just trying to do their job. They're not thinking you are just bad at this, bad as a human being, bad at life, bad at everything, and just get out. That's not the case. They're just like, we need the right thing for this that clicks with the rest of the cast, that clicks with the vibe we're going for. So yeah, just keep auditioning, go to events, go to get your game on. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not getting any kickbacks for this. It's the event that kind of changed my life. I met a lot of the people that are, were crucial in my career through that event. And it's open to anybody. You got to buy a ticket and you spend the day there and just, enjoy your time there and meet other aspiring video game voice actors. Yeah.
I say this with YouTube as well. If you first starting, just enjoy it and enjoy learning new things and connecting with people.
If you don't enjoy it in the first place, if you're doing this just for like some kind of fame or validation, whatever, then what do you do when it's the not so fun parts of the job?
Yeah,
you're gonna quit. You're like, life's too short for this. Let me tell you, there's so much BS with acting. I'm trying not to swear, like with acting in general, that if you don't love acting in itself, then you're not gonna put up with the rest of it. Like you can't go into this for reasons of being famous. Yeah. And expect to have a good time. Yeah. Yeah. It's just not. I imagine like why did you start streaming?
I did it for fun.
Yeah.
That's literally it. That's what I always say. I always get asked.
What did you think though? What did you think when you decided to do your first stream? Like, what inspired you to do to make that first video?
Stream video YouTube. I don't know. This is 10 years ago now, which is crazy to think about. Yeah. I'm getting old.
Happy anniversary!
Yeah, 10-year anniversary this year, which is crazy. I don't know. I literally just did it for fun. And
did you just have thoughts you needed to get out there and like hot takes?
I don't know. I just wanted, because I obviously like games, and I just did it. I don't know. Yeah. There was no reason why. I just wanted to just do it for fun.
Excitement?
Yeah. And I just wanted to see, like, when I was younger, I used to watch like Markiplier and stuff, and I was watching them. Did. Yeah, and I was just watching them, thinking like, I'd love to try it. I'd love to see if I could, be a big YouTuber. I don't know, you know what I mean? Yeah.
But if you didn't enjoy the process, then it's not.
Oh yeah, like it took a lot. Like, again with time, like 10 years is a long time. Like I didn't just start streaming and that's it.
And just instantly get 1 million followers and
Exactly.
On the Markiplier thing, I will say this, because I've watched him on and off since. To be honest, the reason I knew about Five Nights at Freddy's, the original one, was because he and PewDiePie played it. Yeah. So that was my introduction. I was like, oh, that's interesting. And when Security Breach came out, like I hadn't watched his stuff for a long time until that point. When Security Breach came out, there was something about the fact that this person from a long time ago, from like almost a decade prior, that I used to follow, is now reacting to my voice.
Yeah.
There was something
crazy, right?
What?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And as an aside, I will never forgive Jacksepticeye. No.
What did he do? I don't know what he did.
He skipped the Roxanne deactivation scene.
No!
He skipped through it. I saw that. Literally the entire comment section of that playthrough part was like, what did you do? But I cannot. This is something I cannot forgive.
The most emotional scene in the DLC.
And he's just like, yeah, whatever. Let's just get through it. Let's just connect the dots. It's fine. Let's go.
Oh, man.
We're finishing this.
What's it like? Like you've just mentioned, how is it weird, watching people's reaction? I bet it's exciting. Like watching people's playthroughs just to see.
Exciting. It's terrifying. You know what I love? One thing I love from Security Breach is for Roxanne, once she loses her eyes and she's crying, I was not going for this sad cry. What I was going for when I was recording it was the most melodramatic, I am weeping, gonna cry. That's what I was feeling.
Yeah.
But when they put it in the game, you feel bad.
Yeah, you do feel bad.
You feel bad. I was like, how the hell did that work that well?
Yeah.
I loved it. I loved that. I loved making people feel bad. But it's exciting. It's terrifying. I swear to God, I just, sometimes it takes me a few weeks to be able to go and watch or even see some of the reactions. Like I I'll have friends send me stuff, or people now will tag me and stuff, and it will literally, sometimes it's a little too much to like, because I care. I do care. And then you do just rip the Band-Aid off and just watch it, and hopefully people like it. I know that, not everybody's gonna like everything, so I've been very fortunate that people in general have liked my stuff. I don't take it for granted at any point, but there's always a part of you. How you can have like 500,000 praises, but that one person, that one time somebody's gonna say something bad, and that's the thing it's gonna keep you up at night.
I get that too.
You try, man.
That one negative comment.
And I still can't stand the sound of my own voice, so that's always gonna haunt me.
Bro.
Yeah, right? It's so, I can't.
Yeah. I get that. I get it. I hate my voice, but it's worse when other people don't like it. Like I get so many comments.
Confirming my fears.
Yeah, I get comments all the time saying, "Oh my God, I can't watch Dawko. His voice is so annoying. I can't handle it."
Why are you commenting on the video?
I know. But it's okay.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah. But, I get it. Because
I like your voice.
Thanks. But I get it though, because
I think you're cool.
My videos can be very loud and hectic, and some people don't mix with that, and that's okay. I get it.
Vibe. You got your own way of doing things.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Maybe I should do a second channel called Dawko Sleeps, and it's just me playing games, but very calmly, and just not.
Have to just go really.
Yeah,
close.
like ASMR or something.
ASMR.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe I could do something like that for the people who don't
like with
like
a
the
handheld
loud.
little lapel. Just like...
Yeah. I think I'm done now with my questions. You did see that I tweeted. If anybody's got any questions they want to ask, I did find a few, and then we'll end it there if you want.
Yeah, sounds good.
So Puggo's Pizzeria asked, if Marta could voice any past FNaF character, who would it be? I
think I've answered this a few times in panels, and it is Phone Guy.
Ah, okay.
Scott, I'm coming for your role. I think it'd be super fun. I think it'd be super fun just to like lead into that. Yeah, so we're gonna do the thing, Or you're just gonna be there and try not to die. Like I didn't bring like some accent work into go like New York or something.
Yeah, no, I can imagine that. I can imagine a phone
we gotta talk.
Yeah, like the lady in Ghostbusters. I forgot her name.
Oh, you're talking about. We're just bad with names now.
Yeah, I can imagine a phone guy being like her from Ghostbusters.
Yeah. I literally, I felt already as I was like trying to like find the voice just there. I felt my hair starting to morph into the Karen cut, like.
Yeah.
Full Karen. Let's go.
You got to audition now. Scott might be watching. Gotta say, welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
There you go.
You can stay, you can go, I don't care.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
Yeah.
Like she's sick of working there. Like she's just had enough.
Like really? You're gonna stay for another night? Okay, you're gonna stay for another night. Fine.
Yeah. I can imagine that now.
Here we go. This is how it's gonna be.
Yeah, I love that.
She's got a cigarette.
yeah, I love that.
Cigarette and a spiked coffee.
I got another one from ID's Fantasy. If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
Ooh, superpower, telekinesis. I want to move things with my mind.
Yeah.
How convenient would that be? Like anything from items, just like bring that glass to me. Like right now, my glass of water is empty. Just get another one.
Yeah, go and fill one up. Yeah.
Slow walkers out of my way. This is a London or like a city thing. Like just people where you're trying to get to where you're trying to go, and they just take up the whole sidewalk in like one clunk, and you're just like, or you'll know this, any UK listeners, viewers.
Yeah.
In London, I now know that I am a Londoner. It's been 10 years because I feel such visceral rage when somebody stands on the left side of the escalator. So with telekinesis, I could just...
Yeah.
It's such a mundane use of the superpower, but it would make me happy.
Yeah.
Like, I think with that. I wouldn't want to read minds, let's just say that.
Oh, yeah, I know. That would be horrible. Here's another one from Davion. Which character out of all of them do you enjoy playing the most?
Like earlier, I said Gregory, probably.
Yeah,
These
Gregory.
days it's Gregory. Yeah, just because I never know what's coming next. I get to be obnoxious.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It's pumpkin time. What are your thoughts on the Mimic? We already talked about the Mimic a bit.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that I really want to have a Mimic specific slasher franchise.
Yeah.
No, I think the Mimic is. I'm so happy they're doing a game about the Mimic because I think it's time that we find out more. I mean, it's just. I'm intrigued. That's what I think about the Mimic. Like, I want to know more. Obviously, like in Ruin, it was like Gregory's voice, the Grimmick.
The Grimmick.
I wonder what kind of, like, how they're going to treat it even. Like, are there going to be certain tells in the future? Or is there going to be... there's just so much potential.
Yeah.
I'm psyched. Yeah, no, I think, yeah, the what I can say from what we've seen of the Mimic is just that there's so much potential there, and that I'm super happy they're doing another one. And also when you do that chase, when it's chasing you in the end of one of the endings,
yes,
that was really cool. That was one of the scarier moments for real. It's just like, oh god, get away.
Yeah.
And like the character model, I think in Ruin was really freaking cool.
Yes.
Yeah. Even generally, I really enjoyed that Ruin really leaned into horror.
Yes. Yeah.
The Pizzaplex and Security Breach, I think, had a lot of groundwork to do, a lot of like establishing to do, and then Ruin went straight into the horror.
Yeah.
I love it.
I love that, and I'm glad they did that. I feel like they're gonna keep that same vibe with Secret of the Mimic. When I played it at PAX, it had a similar vibe.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, even for the teaser, right?
Yes,
like,
yeah.
It's already, they're not revealing much. It's the fear of the unknown, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I love about this. I've actually stopped watching trailers, even for games, for movies, because they show too much. I'd much rather just go in blind and be surprised.
Yeah, me too. Silent Bunny asked, how has it been to work with Steelwall? And excited for the FNaF show to return. Thanks.
I am incredibly grateful. This sounds like an acceptance speech from it. No, but honestly, I am so grateful that I even, that I got to be brought into the fold, that I had the chance to work with them. There's a level of trust that we have that I think we've had since very early on. There was just this thing of like, we just clicked.
Yeah.
There was one point where J-Top made me laugh so hard. I think I was laughing for 5 minutes straight. I was wheezing. I'd like dropped off camera. I was just, so it's just coming into those sessions, there's this feeling of just trust and, friendship, not to sound too sappy, and I'm part of the team, and I always approach my work with any studio. I don't go in, it's like, well, you're paying me for this hour, and make it count. I'm not there like that. I'm like, no, I want to make this good as much as you want to make it good. Like I feel like in my head, part of the team, and I owe them my best, and they just let me in that respect, and that's the best feeling in the world. So every time that I've had them, say, like, oh, let's do another recording session, it just puts a big smile on my face.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get to hang out with my friends.
That's
I'm gonna
awesome.
get to hang out with my friends, and I honestly, you can't ask for more than that. They like I said, when I was super sick, they were more than happy to wait. They would never pressure me into anything. They would never, you know, be like, well, we have a deadline, so could you get it together? Because I have had interactions like that. I've had plenty of friends that had interactions like that with different studios. It can happen, but still will just not. And everybody there is so nice. How can a company like that be, all of them be so nice? Like, I don't understand how that's possible. We both met them at the same time, right? With PAX last year.
Yeah.
So I only met them in person then. I was like,
me too.
It's so nice.
That's why you've got to be there for next time.
Yeah.
Next PAX.
I really wanted to be this year. And I get to say this, a scheduling conflict. I'm terribly busy and important. No, it was honestly, it was just really annoying bureaucratic stuff that I needed to be here for.
Yeah. Speaking of the start of the video, we mentioned Mabel. She just came to say hello. Oh, Mabel! Watch out, Mabel!
Oh, get kisses!
Yeah. Mabel, say hi to Roxanne.
Hello.
It's Roxanne Wolf.
Hi, Mabel. I need you to like basically just get up and get on a train.
Yeah, with
or
Mabel.
Whatever, and just immediately bring me this pupper.
Yeah, she's the best. Ice Art, which character took the longest to record voice lines for?
Gregory.
Yeah,
Gregory. Well, he has a lot of lines.
Yeah, he does.
A lot of lines, yeah. So Gregory absolutely took the longest to record. Also, you know, we were still defining, in the early stage, we were still defining how high-pitched we wanted him, and like, or, you know, just the pitch of it, and how sort of huffy and tense for me. You know, there's a balance. You could make it really, you could make it really annoying. There's a fine line, because some people already find him really annoying. But there's a fine line, right? You don't want to just constantly be like this. Oh my god, I'm so over it. You know. So
yeah.
You needed some moments where it's like, no, this is a nice kid. Yeah. It would get really grating if it was that all of security groups. Can you imagine?
Jessa asked, if voice acting didn't work out for you, which everyone is so glad it did, what was your second choice for a career field? I'm guessing it would be acting, right?
Yeah, I mean, acting, yes, acting would still be, but let's say, if it wasn't acting, if we go further afield, I already had a full-on career in technology and like in tech and like the startup boom. So I guess that was my original choice. Glad I got out of that. I guess, you know what? I love costume design. I love clothes. I love everything to do with like garment construction and things like that. And I wish I had more time to learn more of it and do more of it. But like even like that, so I think something to do with like costume design.
What's funny, that fits with Roxanne so
I know.
Because literally the mini game in Health Wanted 2 is putting on outfits and costumes and makeup for her.
Style for days. In fact, I have styled people before. Like I love dressing myself and other people up, and I like being really out there. Like I'm going to this fantasy ball at the end of the month, and I'm going for it. I'm talking, I've got horns, I got a tinsel wig, I've got I have no chill. Zero. Most of my closet is literally, it's either all black or full on drag queen. There is nothing in between. It is sequins and feathers, or it's all black. That's just it. But yeah, so I think probably like costume design and stuff like that.
Yeah, awesome. Vanessa asked, what do you like most about the character Vanny?
I like the carefree nature. Carefree. Well, I guess it's not the carefree nature, but it's the skip. The skip. Ha 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 with a kitchen knife. There's something so beautifully unhinged about this. Like, I'm just skipping to do a murder.
Yeah.
It's fine. But yeah, it's just like the skipping with a kitchen knife. It's,
yeah.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe.
It is a vibe. It is a vibe. But yeah, I think we're done.
Okay, we're done.
Yeah,
Oh,
we're done. Yeah. I'm really
my
happy
God.
with that. Thank you so much, Marta.
Oh, thank you.
There was a long interview too, so I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's my pleasure. I know I like doing these things, so anytime you want me to jump in, if I can, I will.
Awesome.
Alright,
Well, that's it, guys. Episode 1 of the FNaF show, season 3 is done.
We did it.
Awesome.
We did it.
Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please make sure to check out Marta. I'll put her socials in the description if you want to say hi and support her in the future, because I'm sure it's not the last we'll see Marta in FNaF. I really hope so. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure we'll see her again. I'm sure we'll see Roxanne and Gregory, Vanny, hopefully again, and maybe Mystic Hippo. We'll see. But yeah,
Hopefully.
yeah.
I'm ready for all of them. Bring it. Come on, bring it.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in episode 2 of the FNaF show. Bye. Bye.